definitely feeling warmer today, and temperatures will continue to rise in the coming days. Right now, you're taking a live look out at Medford, where the heat is expected to reach triple digits. Firefighters have been pushing to make progress on fires ahead of the heat wave this weekend. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Samantha Cadera. Let's turn it over to Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman. Matt, when are we expecting to see the highest temperatures over the weekend?
Well, probably on Sunday looks to be the hottest day, but already tomorrow temperatures are really going to surge in the region. We saw some hotter weather today, but we're going to crank things up even further for tomorrow. Right now, still 94 degrees in Medford, 88 degrees in Klamath Falls. It's 93 in Wairika, pretty pleasant along the coast, in the 60s in Gold Beach, and winds are rather brisk. Air quality is good. We did not see a lot of fire activity today for a lot of the fires burning in southern Oregon. Some good news there. The Butler fire was very active down to the south in near Redding. There's the Green fire. These will be the main smoke producers overall. There could be some patchy areas of smoke and haze in the region as we go through the weekend, but at this point, not expecting significant air quality impacts, but we'll be watching things closely. Definitely closer to some of those fires, there will be some smoke and air quality impacts. Tonight, down to 64 degrees in Medford, 56 in Klamath Falls. The big weather story for tomorrow is the heat. Much hotter temperatures in the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, and winds will be gusty along the coast with breezy conditions developing for some of our inland valleys in the afternoon. We have extreme heat warnings in the kind of the purple fuchsia shaded area, including in the Rogue Valley, and then in the Peach. That is a heat advisory for the basin, as well eastern Siskiyou County and the Mount Shasta area. It's going to be a hot weekend across the board for southern Oregon and northern California. Tomorrow in the Rogue Valley, we're already into the upper 80s by the noon hour, topping out into the triple digits in the afternoon. Right now we have fire danger at high throughout all of southern Oregon, and the fire weather concerns will only get higher as we go through the weekend as these temperatures climb. Closer look at the heat, and also have details on thunderstorm chances in our extended forecast coming up.
In Klamath County, firefighters are continuing to make progress on the elk fire, with some evacuations being downgraded this morning. Management says cooler temperatures overnight helped in suppression efforts. Better mapping now shows the fire to be nearly 2,600 acres, and it remains 0% contained. Firefighters say they are aiming to secure containment lines before hotter, drier weather returns. And evacuations were also downgraded for some zones for the Neal Creek fire near Ashland. Oregon Department of Forestry says they're continuing mop-up efforts across the whole perimeter of the fire. More accurate mapping estimates the fire is 200 acres, and one lane on southbound I-5 remains closed. And in the Six Rivers National Forest, command of the Butler fire has shifted to California Team 1 as of 6 p.m. tonight. Last night, crews worked to push the fire back down into the Butler Flat area, which resulted in low-intensity fire behavior. This operation is to protect communities as well as Salmon River Road. Evacuations remain in place for this fire. Evacuations also remain in place for the Marble Complex fires in the Klamath National Forest. Firefighters say the Summit fire continues to be the primary focus, while the Jacket fire is nearly contained. The Summit fire remains active and is now 576 acres and is 23% contained. The Jacket fire is now 96% contained at 46 acres, and the forest closure related to the Summit fire remains in place. And Newswatch 12 went up into the hills northeast of Buncombe today, where the Deming Gulch fire has burned more than 250 acres. It's the largest lightning-caused fire from the lightning we saw earlier this week. It's now being fueled by dry brush, steep terrain, and shifting winds. With little access, firefighters have leaned heavily on aircraft, including air tankers, dropping retardant to slow the fire's spread.
Initially, when we were in that initial attack, we did use a lot of retardant to try to box that fire in and keep it as small as possible. But then we really just started ordering the world between bulldozers, crews, firefighters, helicopters. We had a lot of aircraft on this fire, just trying to keep it in check, enough for those firefighters to get in and do the real work that they needed to do.
Extra help is now on the ground with bulldozers, helicopters, and crews are working on mop-up on the east end. With hotter weather returning this weekend, officials are asking the public to follow fire restrictions closely to prevent any new starts. And fire season is off to a fast and fiery start across southern Oregon. One critical piece of the response, a small team in Medford hosting a record amount of tankers. Newswatch 12's Damian Alvarado has the details.
Been a record-setting 2 days at the Medford Air Tanker Base.
Last 2 days, we put up over 300,000 gallons of retardant. That's about over 100 loads that we've delivered to the different incidences.
The push follows a surge of lightning strikes, sparking more than 72 wildfires across southern Oregon. Jackson and Josephine counties are responding, but Medford's base is aiding firefighting efforts far and beyond.
I would just chalk it up to all of them.
Benjamin says the past 48 hours are the busiest in program history.
We overnighted 10 total air tankers, 3 of those being VLATs, 7 being LATs, which is large air tankers. That's the most our bases has ever hosted in the history of this program.
The days start before 11 a.m. and end well after dark, with federal aircraft cycling in and out. From lead planes to aerial supervision platforms, each pilot is flying into rugged terrain, hot air, and unpredictable winds.
We foster these relationships season after season after season together, right, to serve the community.
He says those long shifts will continue as long as lightning-caused fires keep popping up. He expects the air base will remain fully staffed through the weekend. Reporting in Medford, I'm Damian Alvarado.
Jackson County Fire District 3 will soon be closing their wildfire fuels drop-off sites for the remainder of fire season. You will have until July 16th to drop off fuels at the Dodge Bridge Station or the Agate Lake Station. Fire District 3 says they offer year-round support of fuel reduction with free dump trailers and wildfire home inspections. And Fire District 3 is also offering another free mulch opportunity tomorrow. Between 7 a.m. and noon, you can head to Dodge Bridge Station to collect mulch for your garden, pathways, or other landscaping. This is not open for commercial or use or resale, and they also remind residents to keep mulch at least 5 feet from your home to reduce wildfire risk. And young women across California are teaming up with CAL FIRE to get a first-hand look on what it's like to be a firefighter. The firefighting training camp was at Camp Cinder Shasta in San Luis Obispo. Young women were given the chance to test their skills, and the camps are designed to inspire and empower the next generation of women in the fire service.
Honestly, seeing all the women here and that has been the really inspiring thing, is because this is such a male-dominated field, but we can change that.
If you want the chance to test your skills as a firefighter, you can go to joincalfire.com to sign up. Jackson County Fire District 1 responded to a vehicle fire yesterday. Once crews arrived on scene, they found both vehicles that had caught fire and had spread to the wildland. Crews put out the fire quickly and stayed on scene to headline the fire. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. And next weekend, there's a lot of fun to be had at air shows in our region. Brinkley Hill is giving us a look at one that gives back to the community.
July 19th, you're going to get to see planes just like this that take to the skies, and all proceeds are going to the Children's Miracle Network.
We have been partnering with the Children's Miracle Network since 2008, and over the years we've donated over $32,000 to them.
The Rogue Eagles Club is made up of roughly 130 model plane enthusiasts. They're the second largest club in Oregon and have spent the last 17 of their 45 air shows donating to the pediatric hospital.
We are super pleased about the fact that the Rogue Valley benefits so much from having that level of pediatric care.
Parking is free at the event, and so is entry for children. The club asked the adults to donate $5 for entry or $10 for each car. They're hoping to raise more money for the Children's Miracle Network this year than last year.
We raised a nice little amount of money for the foundation, and that was pretty exciting. We're hoping to do it again this year.
This year, World War I and II models will take to the skies, as well as a helicopter and rocket launch. These aircraft enthusiasts are preparing their planes and excited to share their love for this hobby.
When we were youngsters, we just couldn't get around enough airplanes.
They'll also share their knowledge.
When pilots had an encounter on that mission and they had a victory, When they came back to the airfield, they would always do a slow roll.
And with multiple generations ready to show up, they're ready to show out. From Eagle Point,
Hey, we're going to take off.
I'm Brinkley Hill.
And on to a money alert. The California Highway Patrol is giving out more than $35 million in grants to help law enforcement fight impaired driving. The funding will support more than 140 law enforcement agencies, crime labs, and more in efforts to address the dangers of driving under the influence. The funding comes from taxes on cannabis sales and will go towards education and enforcement programs. California Governor Gavin Newsom emphasized the importance of the grants in ensuring responsible recreation as the legal cannabis market expands.